Hi, it's me. It is day 9 of my water fast. I actually made a video this morning and I decided to make a different one. So when I got up this morning, yesterday I took a laxative tea. I don't usually do that, and I know that that's not always recommended. The thing about fasting is that there are so many people on both sides of the fence that say fasting is healthy, and then there's the say the starvation, and there's just so much information. There's like too much information. Everybody has an opinion on what's best, and I think we all have to do what works for us. I don't feel physically hungry. I haven't felt physically hungry. I do dream about food, of course. I think about carbs and disgusting food. So I got up this morning and I got on the scale, and I usually I go to the bathroom and then I weigh myself. I got up this morning and the scale said I weighed more, and I thought that is impossible. There's no way I gained a pound overnight. There's no way. And I mean, it made me cry. It's so depressing that number on the scale affects me so greatly. So I went to the bathroom, and then I thought, well, that just can't be right. And I realized that my scale was uneven on the floor. Thank goodness. So I reweighed myself twice, and my weight was the same. The same from the previous day. So I had not gained weight, but I had not lost any. It was exactly the same. I checked the batteries in my scale, make sure everything was working. So I didn't lose weight. Now, the reason I think I did not lose any yesterday was because I added electrolyte solution to my water. Very, very diluted. I was using baby Pedialyte, and I did about 1 part Pedialyte to 5 parts water. And I did that because I want to exercise while I'm water fasting. And you can get a very serious electrolyte imbalance. And a lot of people don't realize the severity of electrolyte imbalance. A perfect example of what can happen through electrolyte imbalance is probably a lot of you remember Terri Schiavo, the story of Terri Schiavo. Her husband and her mother fought over removing her feeding tube. She was in a vegetative state. It was on the news. I'm sure a lot of you heard that. Long story short, the reason Terri Schiavo got into that vegetative state was because she was bulimic. She had been dieting on and off and done intermittent fasting and all sorts of other things. Well, she had a severe electrolyte imbalance, and it caused cardiac arrest and caused her to be in that vegetative state. Side note on that is after her autopsy, after she did die of starvation, her autopsy showed that the brain was way more damaged than they ever imagined, that it was like 3/4 spinal fluid. I mean, there was like no brain matter. It was pretty bad. That's what can happen from electrolyte imbalance. Excuse me. Because I have a lot of mucus. So because of that, things like that freak me out. I was also taking multivitamins, probiotics, and DHA for nutrition. Now, I really think that I'm going to go back to basics and just do water, because I got to keep reminding myself that people have done this a lot longer than I have, and I have enough fat. I mean, I'm looking at my body right now on the screen, and I have enough fat on my body to sustain me for a really long time. I do feel pretty strongly about electrolytes. I'm going to do some reading today. I'm going to start working out tonight. I'm on day 9 of my water fast. So day 10 is when I said I'd work out, but I think I'm going to start today because I had no weight loss yesterday. I do think it was probably the sodium in the electrolyte solution that had me retain some water. I didn't gain. I just stayed the same. So I think that's probably just a little bit of water retention. And hopefully tomorrow will bring me a 2-pound loss when everything catches up. I'm not going to use the laxatives anymore. Nothing came out at day 9. I mean, I know it's TMI, but nothing came out. I felt really, just stomach cramps. It was awful. It was so awful. And I used a natural, laxative and herbal tea. So don't recommend it. Really didn't do anything for me, and I don't really think my body needs it. So I am on day 9. I'm hoping day 10 brings me a little bit better results and gets me out of this funk. It was really depressing to get up and not see that needle move. It just sucks. A number on a scale determines your worth. It's awful. I've let myself go. I can't believe how much weight I've gained since my car accident, and you know, if a little bit of suffering to get the weight off, then that's what I have to do. I'm a little depressed today, but we'll hope tomorrow will bring something better. I'm going to just exercise and do a lot of reading today on electrolytes. It's really important if you're fasting. I know a lot of people are fasting, think, oh, I can smoke cigarettes or I can drink, not so much drink, but smoking cigarettes or using any kind of drugs or medication. If you're on any prescription medication, you really need to be followed by a doctor. And if you are taking recreational drugs, and I know that a lot of people don't address this in water fasting, but please, if you're using any kind of recreational drugs, no matter what it is, that you are so very careful, because anything, diet pills, cocaine, methamphetamines, all those things can so affect you differently when you're on a water fast. It's just something I think about, because just little things like Advil have affected me, and I just can't imagine people. I know that there are people out there who are still dealing with addiction, which is why they take on fasting, and just please be careful and definitely be followed by a doctor. As for me, I'm going to do some reading this morning on electrolytes and make sure that I don't really need to add that to the water fast. Other than that, I hope to talk to you guys at day 10, and hopefully it's a better day and it brings me 2 pounds lower. So I'll talk to you all tomorrow. Bye.